answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
Be relentless.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
The answer to life's great mysteries. That man is Negrodamus.
You, sir.
Here we go. Oh, welcome to the show. Getting everything ready. Give me one more minute. Who we got coming in here? Oh, Max Sex, what's happening? You know, I've been home all day doing paperwork. I got a sick little one. How you guys doing today? This evening, should I say? Can't say I do have my tabs pulled up. Oh, that's good. You guys know what the hell I look like anyway. How many of you guys been seeing the live streams that I put on during the day? For those of you that are here, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Switch. We're 3 minutes past the hour, so I'll go ahead and I got enough to get started with. Controller getting ready. Yo, fun times in the world today. Let me turn this down. Hopefully that's low enough for you guys. All right. My name is Mike Reed. I am a commercial appliance technician here in Houston, Texas. I service restaurants, hotels, grocery stores, hospitals, grammar schools, universities, high schools, public, private. Do it all. Unfortunately, do it all. And I'm here to talk to you guys about getting into the business. I'm here to answer the questions that you guys often have about the business and what's involved with it. Oh, All right. I see somebody's on right now. Let's see where that brother is. That's a fellow subscriber, a service technician that's on his journey, learning the commercial side of stuff. More than likely, he'll be here. He is on almost every stream that I put on, and I can't say he does implement the stuff I tell him most of the time. Anyway. All right, let's see here. Hold on 1 second. So I actually got a call from a company called MVP. MVP tried to call me today, knowing that they're in bankruptcy. I try to tell you guys about it, as often as possible. Yeah, MVP Group they got 1 star. MVP used to have the office in Canada, and with everything going on with Trump, they opened up an office in Fort Lauderdale. Now, that expense has caused them to go into bankruptcy, and they have not been paying us. And I'll say us because there was a call that I ran for them at a military base. That's something else I don't mention much. At a military base, and they have yet to call and pay me about that one. And they had the nerve to call me. I take that back. They have the nerve to email me about a call, not once, not twice, not 3 times. They had the nerve to email me about a dispatch 4 times. Never did they pick up the phone and call me. Just frantic emails about, can you take this call? Can you take this call? Knowing that it's, first of all, it was a ways away. And second of all, they have no way to pay their bills. So I asked them, I said, hey man, how you guys I called them up. Say, I just saw this thing that you've been sending me for the last couple of days. How in the hell are you guys planning on paying for these calls? Are you going to pay me with credit card? And the dispatcher that answered, he said, that's a good question. He said, I don't know. So just know the MVP is out here calling, emailing, sending dispatches, and they have no way of paying you. I got my letter in the mail about their bankruptcy last week or 2 weeks ago. Some of you, especially those of you in Florida, got yours a month ago. Called me about that a whole month ago. But I just got mine a couple of weeks ago. So be careful. Now, you're going to be able to get parts, because they don't actually make any of these items. Other people make it and they slap their name on it. It's actually a Chinese company that is importing a lot of things from China, and then they will slap their name on it. So just know that some of the stuff that you're looking at, if you get some and it's COD, I think you can. Let me see if you can get that stuff from Parts Now. Let me see. It says parts and service. But quite a few of these companies, they will go bankrupt, and they will come back. Like they're like weeds; they will come back. Some of them have been sued. I know of one of these companies. They're like on their 4th name. I'm not going to say what name they're currently on, but they're on their 4th name. Where the hell is it? I think it's parts. Let me see here. I don't know who the hell parts they use. All right, let me go to Parstown. Oh, fun story about Parstown, by the way. Matter of fact, let me just show it to you. How much would you guess next day air shipping on an item that's maybe 3 ounces, 2 ounces? Let's see in the chat how much you think Parstown is charging for next day air. I'm curious to see what you guys are willing to put up. All right, so let me see. Let me try in here. MVP. Yeah, so Parstown has the MVP parts. ISS and SO. Let me see. Like manufacturer MVP. I don't see any MVP here. Hell. Well, in case you're ever wondering or stuck on something that's a Sierra or any of these other MVP items, just know that you can get a very similar part from other manufacturers. They are using some is made by Atosa, some is Turbo Air. There's a lot of universally used parts. Nothing too specific. You see what we got here on the cover. Right. Max Texas, can you run this call? I'm not running a volunteer service. Hey man, that's what I tell my father. I'm not running a volunteer service. And I smell small claims court in the near future. Yeah, but the thing to do is, and I need to get this from Chronicles of Riddick, is you got to strike while the beast is wounded. So when you're in a vulnerable spot like this, you get somebody to pony up a credit card. You say you pay for the previous calls with the credit card, and then I'm going to charge the new call on this one. That is what you do to get yourself back even, Steven. Say, hey, because they're gonna do that. They're going to get to the point where they need to keep things going, and in order to keep things going, they usually will come up with a company credit card and pony up. And in each one of the major cities, they'll have one guy, because they've already tried to make out a deal with me a year ago or 2 years ago. So they will work out a deal. Like the previous deal I had with them was, instead of them taking back the damaged units or the units that were either through shipping damage or a customer had a fire or any, non-repairable for whatever reason, I was supposed to take the unit in. I was supposed to remanufacture the unit. They were going to send me all the parts. I would remanufacture the unit. I was to sell the unit, and then I was to split the money with them. Yo, SQ Services, what's happening? So that was a previous deal I had with the other CEO, the one that left. And then the new one came in and they went back. So all you guys out there, be careful, because MVP is bankrupt and they are engaging in tactics such as sending you a dispatch, anything they can do so they don't have to talk to you. And once again, hoping that they're going to get somebody goofy that's just going to be happy that they're getting a dispatch and go run it and then come back with their hand out like, okay, I did it. Come take care of me like you're some kid in kindergarten. you're an adult now. This is a grown world, and you have to negotiate. You got to flex your business muscle. It is what it is. That's why they're called MVP Group and not MVP Manufacturer, MVP, because they are quite literally, they're like a buying group. Let's see what they got in here. Yeah, they had MVP, they still do. They have a network of actually small mom and pop distributors around the country in Canada. And they would sell these products, to builders, other appliance stores, and service companies across the U.S. And it was a way for everybody to have a shot. Yo, Mike Adams, what's happening, man? Thanks so much for contributing to the channel, man. I appreciate you, brother. Well, I don't consider it creative invoicing. It's just getting the money that's owed to you. Hey, you want me to do the job? Credit card. Pony up. That's it. That's all. It's like that with a lot of manufacturers that have a healthy balance. You have a lot of other service companies around the country, and they like, hey, we don't do any billing, we don't do any 30-day, and they're the King Kong around in their area, and they like, hey man, if you want us to do anything, you're gonna have to pay us by credit card. We don't want to deal with, because they've been through this kind of stuff. We don't want to deal with 30-day. We don't want to deal with slow pay. We don't want any excuses. Give me my money. That's perfectly fine. There's no rule that says you can't tell them that they got to pony up. And some of these manufacturers actually will pay you through. I've had some pay me through Cash App. Some of these guys are paying through Bill.com. But the main point is this.
Now, why would I do some shit like that?
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotion. We'll see.
Now, why?
You got to pony up. However you want your money. So I've had an odd number of customers paying me through Zelle. So some want to pay me through Zelle. Only recently have I had a nice number of customers coming through wanting to do ACH. I actually have real accountants and whatnot. But the whole thing is, this is your business. I don't give a damn if they say we pay 30-day. Damn your 30-day. I want the credit card. I'll put $1 charge on it. I'll call you when it's done. The customer tell you everything is cool, and I'll charge you the rest of it. You don't pick up the phone. If the card gets denied, I'm taking everything back off. Disabling the unit. And that's your right. That's your prerogative. And the customer usually freaks out, and they will usually like sit there by the phone because they know the customer's freaking out. I've had some distributors get pissed off about it, but I said, fuck you. But you come out here and you fix it your damn self. You're the one in control. This is your business. This is your skill, your labor, and your mental ability that's making all this happen. Oh, come on. Oh, no. What the hell is going on with my damn sound? I haven't used this sound. It was the Joker sound. I haven't used that in forever. No, it doesn't work. Son of a bitch. Anyway, but yeah, that's what you can do. It's your business. It is your business. You do what the hell you want to do. Actually, because you're the one in control. Hold on one second. I got to do this one for the good brother. My Joker thing is missing. Somehow I deleted that. Oh well.
God, help me bad here, man. Help me out.
Just give me a little bit.
Yeah, just a taste. That's all I need is a taste. I need $2.5 trillion.
All right. So before I get into anything else, do not wait until I'm done talking to ask your damn questions. You ask your questions now because these aren't going to be long streams anymore. I turn on the camera during the day. I couldn't do one today because my daughter was sick. So I decided to do invoice day. Spent all day doing invoices on Onera, invoices with Dukers. I forgot Legacy Group. I got about 2 or 3 to do with Legacy Group. I got Electrolux to submit. So much. I'm so much in the weeds. So in the freaking weeds. All right. Hold on, let me make this bigger. Since you guys don't want to ask any freaking questions. I had a viewer and a contributor, and they were concerned about one of the manufacturers. And they said, hey man, I don't do sealed system. And I keep telling you guys, stop worrying about that. The larger locations are very particular about you doing seal system. When you're dealing with the beverage industry, they already have a fleet of trucks. They already have a whole warehouse full of replacement units. And Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper, they will have a refrigeration unit, a merchandiser switched out in 4 hours. That is not a big deal to them. And they will take the unit out, bring it to their warehouse, and they'll put that sucker in that Raiders of the Lost Ark warehouse that they've got. And I don't give a damn where you are in the country. They've got several of them in an area near you. Most of these manufacturers, QBD, let me show you guys. And hopefully you've seen some of these older videos I've had out. Hold on a second. Show you QBD. Uh-oh. Okay. Like QBD, Embera, the rest of them. Oh yeah, did QBD get bought? Something like that. What the hell was it? What was it now? It's called Due North. This, I believe one of you was telling me that QBD is now Due North. Nope. Fun fact. Hold on. Fun fact. There is no. You don't need an EPA certification for the hydrocarbons. Reason for that is because they can't control having certification on R290, R600, because one is isobutane, the other one is propane. If you make a license to handle those, then you would have to have a license to handle barbecue gas. If you make a license to handle R600, then you have to have a license to handle butane. So that means anybody who sells refillable containers for lighters, for smoking cigars and everything else, you'd have to have an EPA certification. The EPA certification was only around, EPA certification wasn't even around when I first started. I started in 92. And it was only started because guys were dumping 12 into the atmosphere. They were just, when I was brought up, you took an old refrigerator, you cut the lines, and then you broke the lock on, because there were locks on refrigerators and freezers. You would break the lock on the refrigerator freezer, and then the garbage man would take it away. You guys didn't even bother scrapping. There was no recovery. You guys just did sweep charges. So now you can do your EPA, but there is no. You're now venting 600 into the atmosphere. You're venting R290 into the atmosphere. And the whole reason for the EPA certification was so that guys would not vent 12, 22, 134, 404, 410A into the atmosphere. So, yeah, I just never did do it. When I needed to buy refrigerant, I just bought it under my sister's certificate. So my sister went and got one. And I just, to this day, I don't even need it anymore, because you don't need it to buy you don't need to buy 290, you don't need to buy 600, you don't need it to buy the 454, whatever the hell that other stuff is. You don't need it for any of that stuff. You don't need it for 32. So now when you buy it online, they don't even ask for it. So that's that. But yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of the refrigerant, of doing refrigeration work. If you do not want to engage in seal system work, everybody is fine with that. The business is kind of split up into the guys that are older, and that's all they want to do, because that's a slower paced type of work. So you got guys that, they'll go ahead and do that. Every company has a guy, and that's what he does. And he'll go ahead and do his work, and he'll go outside and smoke and everything else while the system's pulling down a vacuum. He'll go outside and smoke while he's, charging it up and letting things cool off. And every company's got one. But the money is made in changing evaporated fan motors. The money is made in changing condenser fan motors, sensors, controllers, and other components. Refrigeration takes a little longer, and it's more of a slower thing. You're dealing with a situation where it doesn't help you to go fast. So when you're dealing with a seal system, if you race through it and you got a pinhole leak, now you lose your charge. Now you got to come back, and now you have to deal with your customer that's unhappy. So it's beneficial to spend that time, that one time, and make sure everything is tight. Make sure all your pressures are right. Make sure all your temps are right. And make sure everything is cycling properly. And then you ride off into the sunset, right? But the last thing you want to hear is, "Come back, Shane, come back." You don't want them. You don't want them calling you saying, "The lettuce is wilting." You don't want them calling saying, "Hey man, there's this big ball of ice in the unit," blah, blah, blah. You want to be profitable. Going back to a unit is not profitable when you've already told them, "Hey, I'm going to change your compressor, I'm going to change your evaporator," or you tell them, "I'm going to change your condenser, and I'm going to change your evaporator." You're there for the long haul then. And this goes for if it's a merchandiser unit, all in one, or if it's a walk-in unit. I do not recommend for you guys that are new to the business to touch a walk-in, mainly because there's so much money involved with it. Yo, Jacob, what's happening? Yeah, Texas is fine, man. I've tried to explain to people that every single restaurant can close. Every single restaurant can close tonight. In the next 30 minutes, and never open back up, it wouldn't mean a damn thing to me. What have you guys been watching me do during the day? You've been watching me work at hospital, clinics, schools, hotels. You guys haven't seen me work on grocery stores. I haven't done any grocery stores since I've been going live on YouTube. But, you know, grocery stores. So in order for me to take a hit, every community center would need to close. Every clinic would need to close. Michael Emmanuel, what's happening? Every clinic would need to close. Every daycare would need to close. Every hotel would need to close. I don't give a damn about Starbucks. Starbucks can eat it. You know what I'm saying? Eat me. You know, Starbucks, fuck Starbucks. Starbucks, let me tell you right here, right now. Starbucks only chooses like one service company per region. Like I get all the smaller accounts. You have your kiosk locations. You have your mom and pop operators that might have a Starbucks in an office building. And some of you have seen me do that. Like you've seen me go downtown Houston, where I got to go downstairs. I'm going into the BP Amico building, and I'm taking care of Starbucks down there. I'm taking care of Starbucks in hospitals. But yeah, I hate Starbucks. I hate Starbucks. So yeah, every single Starbucks, Chipotle, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Burger King, Carl's Jr. could fly off into they can launch them all off into the sun for all I care. That's not where my money's at. Those accounts are actually my nuisance accounts. To be honest with you, they're just a pain in the ass. Brother Frank, there you go. There's Brother Frank. I was looking for you, man. I was looking for you. There he is. Yo, Brother Frank, man, you had mentioned something. Brother Frank had called me last week, and it dawned on me that Brother Frank doesn't know my full story. So let me weave this in. All right, let me weave this in. So getting back to the mom and pops. Yeah, I know. That's having a fire to put out. That's why I don't deal with them damn air conditioners, and that's why I don't deal with those damn walk-ins. Like I said, I rarely deal with a walk-in. And that's only because it's a chain restaurant, and like part of the agreement, right? So I'm taking care of everything, and they might not like the other companies that do AC. They might have had a bad experience with that, and then they asked me to do it. So my whole thing with that is it has to be a brand new system, like it's a brand new restaurant, brand new system. I'm taking it from Virgin, or it's got to be like an RDI co-pack unit or something like that, where you know the system is mounted directly above the box. None of that outdoor stuff. That I'll do. Because it's essentially no different than a regular refrigerator at that point. So, Brother Frank, what I was talking about earlier is, you know, my business is not dependent upon like Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Starbucks. Those are just vanity clients. When you go and look at these other, when you go and look at these big service companies, they have a little banner across the bottom of their web page, and it goes, "Oh, we do Chipotle and we do Starbucks and all that." Well, I do the same thing so that I can brag the same way, you know. So sometimes I have asshole customers and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't take care of you right now got Starbucks I got to take care of. Oh, you do Starbucks? Yeah, do Starbucks. So stuff like that. But I'm gonna go back earlier. I'm gonna go back even earlier. My father and I, when we first started, my father was working. My father worked for a grocery store chain. That's how we got started in the business. I was still in high school. I wasn't even driving yet. I was still in high school, and my father was selling appliances, residential appliances, out of the garage. Father made enough money, and he actually bought a six storefront building. And one of the storefronts, we never could rent it out. This is how old this goes back to. One of the storefronts was a laundromat. One of the storefronts was a VHS rental place. It ended up the guy that owned it used to work with my father years ago. And he was already in that building. So that guy sold popcorn and VHS when he rented out VHS. He had his own little Blockbuster. There was a hairdressing salon. There was a pager beeper repair store, not cell phones, because there weren't even cell phones then. Pager repair. And then a sandwich shop. Yeah. No, one was and then a daycare. And so we had an empty storefront. Father never could get this thing rented. I told my old man, I said, hey man, just put the units in this empty storefront, and then I'll come in, I'll open up. When people need the stuff in the morning, I'll help them load up in the morning. I'll close up, go to school, come back from school, open up again, deal with the rest of the contractors. And then my father would come into the store after 5. After he finished, he would come on in. And so I would work in the store on items. The guy that was giving us the stuff to work on, he would put the pieces in the item. So if it was a range, he would put the pilot, he would put the gas valve in there. Oh yeah, there it is. That's the guy I want to talk to. My apps don't go anywhere. Let me finish the story real quick. Don't go nowhere. All right, so the guy will put the parts in there, and he said, hey, it's gonna be one of these parts, or maybe both of these parts, or whatever, but you're a smart kid, you can figure it out. And so I would fix up stuff at the store, whether it be ranges, whether it be refrigerators, whether it be washers and dryers. And then my father would also test them and stuff like that. And because he was driving, he was the one that was going out and taking care of any callbacks, deliveries, and stuff like that. And so I go through all that to say that's how, Brother Frank, that's how my father and I are. We are the same, but we are different. So I never did learn with my father. My father learned from someone, and I'm completely self-taught. I'm completely self-taught. That's why Max Tax was asking. And like I said, we opened up the store in like June of 1992 in Maywood, Illinois, on Fifth Avenue. Yeah, so my father and I are same but different. And he actually was the one that was dealing with the restaurant equipment first. So he would actually go to the restaurants and take care of it, because we're Chicago, but we're the Chicago suburbs. And people didn't have the money and all that stuff to deal with the larger service companies, and the larger service companies didn't want to service them. My father did that. I didn't learn the commercial until later. My father eventually, people would actually load up like ranges, griddles, grills, deep fryers. They would actually load them up on pickup trucks, bar backs, fridges, freezers, and they would bring them to the store. And then my father had time to work on them. And when I got older, I used to ride my BMX. I used to ride my bike. I had a bag, and I would go ahead and work on calls and stuff like that. And then I started driving, and I was doing calls. But my father and I are different. We don't have the same style. We don't have the same knowledge on equipment. I focus on the residential side. I had focused on all the European stuff, Sub-Zero, and on the American stuff, Sub-Zero, Viking, Decor, Gen Air, all the high-end stuff. And this is even high-end back then. It was still modern made, modern made, Gen Air. And there were a lot of high-end brands that are no longer here anymore. But yeah, I used to work on a lot of that stuff. My father said it was all bullshit, and he didn't like going into the people's homes and dealing with them with their nose in the air and all that bullshit. But I was a kid, so I didn't give a shit. Brother Frank said it, Mike, I had the opportunity to do so much, but I'm just gonna stay in my lane as a solo guy. It's just much easier. Exactly. You can only do so much. Today alone, like I said, I was stuck. My daughter was sick, but I was stuck. I actually had to force myself to do all this damn Onera Group stuff. I actually, my app, I got an Embera thing from like 6 months. I got to submit into their damn system. I got legacy. I got 2 or 3 claims to do for Legacy Group. I got a bunch of stuff to do. So because my daughter was sick, I forced myself to go ahead and sit down with the damn tablet and do these things. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you, brother. You can do 10 jobs a day, but you're not going to get paid from all 10 jobs a day. Even if you're dealing with chain restaurants and whatnot, you got to put in the information into the system. You still don't get paid until you put your work into the system. So you actually have to, go into the system and register and clock in that you're there. And some of the other ones, you got to actually have the damn form printed out, and they have to rubber stamp the form, and then you have to scan it, copy it. You can do it with your phone or your tablet, but you got to scan it. It's just a pain in the ass. So it's not so much about how many a day you do, it is about how profitable you are. And if another viewer comes on here, I'm gonna read his ass the riot out, because this is about being profitable. It's not about racing through this stuff. Yeah, well, all right. My father is old school. My father has a hard time getting people to work for him because he wants to call everybody a dumbass. He wants to call everybody an asshole, an idiot, and my father's from the age when you would literally kick someone in the ass, right? That's where my father's from. My father's Rich Malachi. When he would go live all the time, I would always tell Rich what his father says to people, and Rich is like, "You know my dad?" And I'm like, "No, I just know how these guys are." How they talk, how they were before the world of PC and all this other bullshit. And the boomers have a completely different mentality from Gen Alpha or whatever the hell these other younger people are. And it's such a clash that it doesn't work. There's no nurturing from the boomers. There's no nurturing whatsoever. So Brother Frank said, yeah, plus you really don't want a lot of window time. Well, there's no way you're going to have a lot of window time if you're doing a lot of calls. So if you're doing a lot of calls, first of all, how in the world are you going to have that many calls set? That's corporate America only has their guys set up to do 2 calls a day. When you get on site, even if stuff is easily accessible, you still gotta go there. You still gotta check in with somebody in charge. You guys see me when I go there, everybody's like, oh, what? The stuff that's broken, asshole. I'm here for what's broken. Something's broken. Yes, I'm here. I am here. So something is broken. Let me go ask. And you got to wait on the geniuses to go figure this stuff out. You know, just like when I did the live stream the other day and the girl had me turn off the camera, I ended up killing her warranty claim. So her stuff is dead. Dead. All right, but my apps. I'm glad you finally showed up. I've been calling you today, brother. I've been calling you. I emailed you. You can read my email. I'll wait for a second to see if you put in the thing. I think. QBR nation. Why is that? Ah, there we go. Gotcha. There's QBR. Ooh, I didn't know QBR was here in Houston with me. Formed in Houston, Texas in 1984. Huh. I didn't know that. Who the hell bought them then? Oh. QBD. Damn it. QBD. Beverage. Yeah, so everything is coming up due north. Everything is coming up due north. Just like you guys said. Just like you said. There it is. Yeah, there are millions of QBD coolers. Yeah, so it says it there. 2 brands, 1 smart voice. So there it is, just like you guys said before. All right. So my app says I'm here to take my ass whooping. So now, this business is more profitable when you're not doing sales systems. No one, hold on, let me turn this damn music down. Oh, damn, my fault. Hold on. Now, you are getting sucked into the YouTube hype, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever internet bullshit you're watching. Customers don't want to see you do a fucking seal system on their brand new unit. When you're dealing with the very large corporations that are pumping these things out, they're coming off the assembly line one every 5 minutes. They don't care. The large bottling companies, they don't want to have a problem. The minute you from QBD, from Embera, Smart, whatever, any one of those damn companies, the minute there's a seal system problem, they want to snatch it out of there. But they can't snatch it out of there until they know it's a seal system. Somebody has to tell them that there's a seal system problem. So they need someone to go out there and let them know, hey, is it a seal system problem or is there just a failed condenser motor? Is it a seal system problem or is it just a failed evaporator motor and now the unit's freezing up? What the hell is it? You know, is it a seal system problem or is there a problem with the controller? Not having a unit go into defrost or whatever. They need to know. Once 75% of the time, once they find out that it's a seal system problem, they're snatching it right up out of it. You're dealing with people that are non-appliance people. They are salespeople. They need to sell the beverages that are in these units, in these merchandisers. They don't give a shit about the fridge. They don't care. The only people that care about seal system work being done are walk-ins, and if there's some kind of a freezer case at a so you're dealing with a whole built-in case that you have to set up and glue them together, and condenser units on top. If you're talking about a self-contained unit, no one cares. No one gives a shit. No one. Absolutely no one. Okay. But they need to know. They need to know, is it a seal system problem or is it something else? Is it just a blocked drain? What the hell's going on? Because everything to them is a seal system problem. Blocked drain, seal system problem. You got to get somebody out there. So they don't do preventative maintenance, by the way. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which brand it is, if it's in a gym, because that's another place, gyms. Earlier I was saying, I don't give a damn if every single Starbucks, Olive Garden, Red Lobster were to close in the next 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and never open back up again, because I provide service to gyms. I provide service to, unfortunately, to nightclubs and stuff like that. But when you are dealing with the beverage distributors, they don't want the seal system work done. These units are given to the customer for free. They don't, when you order from Coke, when you order from Pepsi, when you order from Dr. Pepper, you have to place enough beverages to fill up the case, and they give you a free unit with the case. They don't want to get rid of a perfectly good case. And fun fact, so they're going to send you out there to find out. And if it's a fan motor, fine, take care of it. If it's a block drain, fine, go ahead and take care of it. If it's a sealed system, that gets a little dicey. Most of these companies, Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, they can have a new merchandiser at a location within 4 hours. All right. So that's not a big deal. When is the last time, when have you ever seen someone doing a seal system on one of the beverage fridges at Home Depot? When have you ever seen someone doing a seal system on a beverage fridge at Lowe's? Why do I want to say Trader Joe's? There's no at Northern Tool or any of these. Hell, even Walmart. So when you do work on these units and you got to light up a torch, they don't want you to do it actually in the grocery store, in the facility. If they'll let you do it at all, it'll be at the dock. Hell, sometimes we actually have to take it outside of the building, and then we can do the work, because you're lighting up a torch and everybody gets all antsy about that. You light up a torch and you got that's even the smell of that torch can send some customers. Older customers lived at a time when there were house fires. And, sometimes people are like, oh, I smell smoke. And freaking people panic. They'll freak out. Oh, my God, the store's on fire. So that is not a thing, brother. That is not a thing. That is not a thing where you're going to do a seal system in the store. No. So you're going to see Dollar Tree. And that's why you got to understand what it is that you're working on. That is the units that I'm talking about. A walk-in and a case unit. Those are called a case unit. Those in the back, you have no other choice. You can't move it. It's piped in. That is the compressor and the condenser coil together. They call that a condenser. And the refrigerant lines go into that case. So the evaporator coil in that case, you cannot move that. Only time you're moving that is when you're going to replace the entire condenser, right? And it's done It isn't done as often. Typically, on a larger case like that, you're going to either change the compressor or the coil. I show you guys plenty of pictures of that. But that is called a case. You've never seen anybody do that kind of work on a merchandiser. Merchandiser is the one that says Coke on it, Pepsi, Starbucks. It says Mellow Yellow or whatever. Monster Milk and all that kind of stuff. So it is a very rare thing that you're going to end up doing that for Coke, for Pepsi, for Dr. Pepper. They would much rather that unit get taken out of that little convenient Mr. Ahmed's bodega, the little convenience store. They would much rather that those get taken out and brought back to the warehouse, and then that manufacturer makes a decision when and who is going to do it. You just say, I don't do them. They have a hard enough time getting people to go out to take a look at the units, because when you go into these stores, the entire wall is all merchandisers. When you go into your Dollar Tree, that middle section, those are all merchandisers that they got now, that they have Starbucks in and stuff like that. And then at the end of each register, just like you have at Walmart, you have those merchandisers. Typically, those are, I'm not going to say typically, but they used to be all truths. And now QBDs and has got involved with it. I've had some Oneras that got involved with the end cap on the cashier's line. But those, they do not want you lighting up a porch. Some managers are cool and they'll let you do it. I've done that at some Kroger's. I didn't want to move. I did not want to move it. I did not want to. So I just did it right there. There's plugs already there, and if you pick a time that's slow, you can do it. A day that's slow, but typically no one wants you to do it. And then once they see you do that, they'll probably never let anybody else do it, because there's little kids running around and all this other shit. Oh, mommy, look at that! And then even guys will come by like, oh, that's fire. Everybody got something to say. Everybody got some little funny comments. They got little stuff to say like that. So, but typically, because of safety reasons, you're not going to work on any merchandisers for the beverage companies, and that company does not. They don't have frozen peas and stuff like that. No, they only merchandise Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Muscle Milk, Celsius, and stuff like that. So it is a to do a seal system is extremely slow, extremely expensive, and most customers don't see the upside in doing it. It's typically only the manufacturers that'll do it, and they're basically dangling a carrot in front of you about other business and whatnot. So it's just one of those things. But most service companies would prefer not to. They would prefer not to. And now we're in a situation where these units are R290. These units are some are 600. And the older guys are like, hell with this shit. I'm not touching it. I refuse. And so now we're going on 9 years, to be honest with you. We're going on 9 years of dealing with 600 and 290. And those guys are just like, screw it. As my good old 134A units and 404 units go away, shit, I just work on other stuff. And that's what they do. That's what they're doing. They're retiring. And some are not quite. They're retiring in a different way. They're retiring from this birthday quit, what I say. But yo, now that you got me here, man, what else you got? And this is another thing. My app was asking me about all kind of stuff. Just know that when you talk to these manufacturers such as QBD, what's the name, they're all going to lie. Oh, what kind of problem do you have with the units? Oh, our units don't have any problems, right? They don't know who the fuck you are on the phone. They don't know if you're an investigative reporter. They don't know if you're some kind of claims adjuster or any of this other stuff. A disgruntled client that's trying to sue them. Because you got to realize that, you know, a distributor has 85 of these fridges, and then now they're having controller issues. And so their customers are calling them saying, oh, that unit you sold me, it's messing up. So they call up, hey, I'm QBD service. Hey, man, I'm looking to do some work for y'all. Do y'all have any problems with your units? So you got to realize from a legal standpoint, they're all going to say that there's nothing wrong. I've had at least 6 manufacturers where I knew good and goddamn well they had problems. Woo, they had problems. And they lied through their teeth. Each and every one of those had lied through their teeth. 3 of them, you know their names. They lied through their teeth and said that they don't have any problems, they never have any problems, and everything is hunky-dory, everything is beautiful and dandy, and our stuff is the greatest in the world, and in America, you know, that whole stuff, that whole thing. Meanwhile, problems, fucking problems. I was running around with a chicken with my head cut off, man, trying to put out all these damn fires. Yeah, like LG. So Frank says, Mike, I got some managers at these specs. Oh man, those managers are clueless. They want to give you some ice machines that they're not using anymore. Should I restore them? Well, you should see what's going on with them. Yeah, I'll take them. Take them. Hell yeah, take them. So, what size are these ice machines? Because I don't know if they had those little teeny tiny ones at the little kiosks, at the little counters, or if they actually had like the small Scotsman's, ones that made about 200. They look like a bullet. They're like can't remember. Scotsman ice machine. Was it 150 pounds? Like these. I couldn't remember if they had those behind that counter or not. Yeah, 205. Oh man, you out of your mind, brother. I would come and get those. I used to deal with Specs and some of the other ones with one of these accounts that I had. Those people are so freaking weird. Yes, brother. Yes. Now, here's the thing. Refurbishing them gets to be quite expensive. So this kind of leads back to that whole story that I gave you about how my father and I had got started. Was that, you know, this guy that had worked for the grocery store, he was doing all the refrigeration for my father. My father chose him as the contractor. And to say thank you, he entered into this agreement with my father. And pretty soon my father had stole all the stuff that the guy had already fixed up. And then we were at the point where the guy was like, okay, I ran these units much like you would have to do. Okay, I hooked up these ice machines and these are going to need valves. There you go. There's some valves in there. These are going to need condenser fan motors. There you go. And these, I'm not too sure what it is. You're going to have to check those out. It's either a sensor or a thermostat, blah, 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 or a control board. Here's those 3 parts. And that's how we got started. So that ties in with that, because that's a very common, what you're running into is a very common story. It's a very common story. You get an account with a location, right? And then as they're phasing out their old stuff, they don't want anything to do with it. They don't have anything. You know, it's like, look, man, we'd have to pay to scrap all this stuff and all. Do you want it? Do you want this stuff? Like, hell yeah, 200 pounder, 500 pounder. Like, you see what's on the screen, right? 2,500. That's for 100 pounder. That's for 100 pounder. So you talking about a Scotsman that's a 500 pounder? We'll even go. I'll do this. I'll do a Scotsman, and I'm just saying Scotsman. It might be. I'll do isomatic. I'll do isomatic. I know you guys are 150 pound for sale. Right. So you're looking at a 450 pounder for $5,000. Yeah, we'll even go with the 435 pounder for $4,000. Right? You end up removing about a dozen of those and refurbishing, not a dozen, but you're only refurbishing one or two at a time, because it's not a case where you build it and they will come. You still have to, you still got to put the word out. Because you put that shit out there on Facebook Marketplace and all that other stuff, you get all those weirdos who are going to call you. And then you're in the same situation, right? Unless you're going to have one of your sons stay somewhere, because other than that, you're out working, right? You're out working, running service calls. You don't have time to go back to your storage and twiddle your thumbs waiting on some asshole that said they were going to come at 4 o'clock. And now you didn't rearrange your schedule. You're not running service calls at 3 o'clock because you got to make it back to meet somebody that said they were going to show up. And then 4:30 rolls up and they didn't show up. When 4:30 rolls up, they come by and they say, yeah, well, I thought it would be bigger. You know what I'm saying? Oh, can I get a round cube out of these? No, idiot. It's a grid pattern. You can't get any other cube than what it's set up for. Oh, can I get squares out of that? No. Oh, I got one just like it. What do you think is wrong with it? Asshole. And so you get all that weirdo stuff because it's a different part of the business. Essentially, you're dealing with sales and in service. But you can pick up a nice piece of change. But what guys in our business do, instead of doing the sales, you take those ice machines and you lease them. Fix them up, fix one or two up, and then you lease them. Those restaurants that call you and things like that, and people that's crying. All right, mother lover, charge you, $185 a month, $200 a month. It makes 435 pounds of ice. And I maintain the mother sucker for you. You have to sign a 2-year agreement, blah, blah, blah. That whole thing. Let me see here. 200, we just got it. 250. Damn. Oh, there's the star. Let's say 24 months. Yeah, so you do a lease, $250 a month on those units that you got. Oh, there you go. So at the end of 2 years, you've collected $6,000. But wait, there's more. You still got the damn ice machine. You still own that ice machine that you can continue to lease to that current customer, unless they go out of business, which restaurants, 85% of them go out of business within the first few years anyway. So my advice to you is to take them, is to acquire them. If they are going to let you have them, my advice is to go ahead and take them. That is my advice to you. It is very word spreads fast about leases because the cost is so low. 200, hold on, let's see here, 250, let's say here, divided by the 4 weeks. Yeah, so $62 a week. $62 a week. You can lease it to a church. Oh, you can lease it to a church. And now Sister Johnson and Brother Leroy don't have to go and haul bags of ice when they need ice. When they had to do the barbecue, when they had to do meet and greets and events, they don't have to go ahead and, oh, don't forget, bring 4 or 5 bags of ice. Screw it. Lease the damn thing and be done with it. And if you wanted to, just $250, actually, you know, you could make it less if you wanted to. Yep. All right. So my apps is saying, is that why some companies have a mandatory minimum hour for dummies like that? What do you mean for dummies, though? But yes, there is the large companies have it where their service techs only do 2 calls in a day. Why is it 2 calls in a day? 2 calls in a day because that's quantifiable. These large companies are owned by investment firms, hedge funds, all kind of management groups and stuff like that. And you don't have to deal with the variation, right? Oh, this guy's doing 5 a day. This guy's doing 1 a day. Oh, we got this one superstar here. He does 7 jobs sometimes. Everybody bills out 4 hours to this client. And they bill out 4 hours to that one. And here's the fun part. Wait till you get this one. All right. All week long, I've been getting phone calls because the average service ticket that I've been hearing from people that have been calling me crying, and the people that are calling me crying are like my very good clientele. These are dealers that are in the magazines. These are dealers that are in the trade magazines, right? They're like, oh man, my customer said that this company called them and said it was going to be, another one, 3,000, 3,500 to fix the dishwasher, of which you guys might have saw the Samick dishwasher. So that same one that I'm getting the part for $48. Getting the part for $48. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys might have witnessed that one. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me see here. It is CMA UC60E. I end up. You want to hear what I end up buying it for? You want to hear? Yeah. When people play games about what is to be fixed and where it is, yeah, I mean, they're not just playing games with it. Their business, my apps, their business is to walk around with a platter and serve the food and get a tip. Their business is to make sure customers have drinks. And they're charging them $20, $30 for a damn whiskey drink and stuff like that. Their job is to serve ice cream. Their job is not to know, I don't mean to denigrate these people, but they serve ham and eggs. That is the extent of their abilities, is they bring ham and eggs to your plate, to your table, and they say, here's your ham and eggs. And then when you're done eating it, then they say, here's your bill. they don't do anything else other than that. They don't do anything else other than that. You must understand that. And so to think that those people are going to be aware of what you are aware of is it's not right. They're not even aware of what kind of eggs they're cooking. They're not even aware what kind of milk they're using. They're not even aware what kind of pots and pans they're cooking in. People are just lucky and happy and thankful that those people show up to work. Right? They're happy that they show up to work, and they're happy that they don't get injured while they're working. Okay? Because one guy got injured on that last live stream that I was on. I'm working behind the griddle trying to plug in the that cook's base. And the little genius, little Pepito, he jerks the deep fryer. He yanks the deep fryer and oil splashed into his face. And I said, see, that's why I normally have my big camera on, because I did not tell him to grab that. I told him specifically to leave it the fuck alone. But little Pepito, oh no, not little Pepito. Little Pepito, he's gonna do something, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So little Pepito, he was going to take charge. And he ended up getting a face full of 375-degree oil. But he said he was fine. All right. So yeah, on the dishwasher, the Samick. Here it is. Here's the valve. I end up buying it from somebody called Global. Or is it this direct supply? No, I think it's somebody called Global. See, this is weird. It's still not even coming up. Fill valve sold by Global. Global Industries. Come on. Where are you? What the hell is it? Everybody said, look at this. $32? Oh, Global Industries. There they are. There they go. There they go. Oh, it's not showing you the image, but so I'm using the 220 volt valve that is used for high temp glass washers that has the water hose threading on it. And this is CPS. They only wanted to charge $32, which is interesting because the other company is about $32. Here's Global. Oh, that says fountain drink. It is Global Industries. All right. Global Industries, CMA, UC 60 water fill. Damn, this is crazy. It came up this morning and I bought it. I went through one of my services that I have, like shop.com, or I don't know what the hell it was. Something that's already protected. And let me show you what my option was. Let me show you parse down. Parse down CMA UC60E. I see they're selling these son of a guns with, oh damn, it was just below. They're selling some of these guys right here that are rebuildable. What? Oh man, that's okay. All right. Let me take myself out of this frame so you guys can see this all the way. We take that off. Oh, $42. 230 volt. And so what you got going on here is your flow rate is going to be the same. It's going to handle high temp. And this is all made for European standards. So they're actually, yes, interchangeable. So it doesn't matter that one's a Samick, one's a CMA. Fun fact, when you look at a CMA under counter, it's going to say Kronos or whatever, made in Italy. It's not going to be the American model. The American models are much bigger. But these bastards, we're going to put that in the cart, right? We're going to put it $42.17 mother loving cents. Put that in the cart. Now, okay, boom. Louisiana Street, it's coming to Houston. Coming to Houston. Let's continue on with the shipping. Oh. All right. Whoa. So I end up getting next day air. Not from freaking Partstown. Do you see that? So a defect I have in me, being that I've never worked for corporate America, being that I came up, working with my father, and we worked primarily on used stuff and didn't actually start selling new stuff until later, meaning that we primarily dealt with all black city. Back then, the actual city that we were in was over 35,000 people documented. It was more like 60,000 people, easy. Total, it was more like 60,000 people. People were living in basements and all that stuff in the 90s. And then there were other towns next door, Bellwood, Illinois. Then you had Italian neighborhoods like Melrose Park. We dealt with Lyons, Illinois, stuff like that. So we dealt with Italians, we dealt with Greeks, we dealt with. Point of the matter is, everybody was fucking cheap. Everybody was cheap. So I'm still not used to ponying up with this kind of stuff. And I was just sitting there today because I do talk to guys in corporate America, right? I am not corporate America, but I do talk to guys in corporate America. And, they were like, screw it. Every time we order parts next day air. Every time we order parts, don't care what it is, it's next day air. That's why their parts are so high. And so you have a $40 part, $42 part, and the damn shipping is $227, right? $227. And the tipping point for me this morning, when I placed the order, I was like, you know what? Yeah, because if I don't get this thing Friday, now I stretch myself out, and now I got to juggle adding this fucking call on Monday. I already got two other dishwashers to do. Tomorrow. I got to go to Rice University, do two of those. I'll probably do that live stream tomorrow. And I'll explain to you what's going on with those. 2 CMAs. But I'm like, you know what? Let me get it. Let me get the freaking part, because I can make money if I have the part. But if I delay the part and wait and only pay, if I only pay $29, I can pay $29. And then I got to wait till Thursday. Today is fucking Thursday. So I'm delaying my funds. Brother Frank, I have no idea, because I don't even have the parts to do it yet. They kind of it's a big time client of mine, and they sold the unit, so they kind of pressured me into doing it. But I don't know. I really don't know. I told them I would be there by like 11 or 12. Just know it's going to be first half of the morning. I mean, if you like, I could text you, because it's you, so I can text you. Don't worry about that. If you want to know when I'm going live, I'll text you. I can text you, and I can text Mike Adams before I go live. If that's something that you guys like, I mean, that's the least I could do. For you guys supporting the channel, that's the least I could do. If that's something you want, I'll do that. The price is the price if they want it fixed. Right. So this is, I don't know if you said you saw the live. So this is that hotel downtown, right? Not a flop house. It's they didn't have any black people in there. It was all Caucasians. It was downtown Houston. It's actually, the building is only, that sucker was just recently built. It's only 2 years old. It's only 2 years old. All right, cool, Frank. I'll do that for you. It's only 2 years old, and that actual dishwasher was from one of his other hotels that he had brought over to this one. Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna get those parts for those 2 CMAs. They need to go with me on the detergent. That's another situation where they want to go with their supplier, Cisco or whatever. All right, cool, Mike. I do it. I got. If you guys have my number, make sure you text me, email and text me your number, or just make sure I have your number, and that way I'll text you guys and let you know, hey, I'm going live, and that'll be on you. You know what I'm saying? If you decide you want to come on and check it out, that's that. But back to this. So that's a considerable difference when you say $29 versus $120. You might as well say $129. $229. Oh, so that's a considerable difference. But once again, if I have the part, I can do it. Now this hotel owner is giving me the credit card. Actually, he already gave me the credit card. I already charged him for the service call. When you guys saw me go out there on the live, he paid for that. He had paid for that. So now I'm actually taking the money from that service call fee and paying for the part and the shipping. I did do next day air. I paid like $110 for it with Global, whoever the hell Globe is. And they gave me the tracking number and the whole nine. So hell, the 2-day air, next day air for Monday is $150, and I'm getting this part tomorrow. I'm only paying, I lied. I'm paying for the next day air. I paid between 70 and $80. It was $100 something. It was $100 all total. It was 115 or something total for the new valve and the next day air shipping. So I'll have the part tomorrow, and because it's a hotel, I can do the job Saturday. I can do the job Sunday. I can do the job Monday. It's a hotel. I could do the job at 2 a.m. if I want to. I could do it at 8 o'clock in the morning. That is on me at that point. But I won't have those options if I don't have the part. So, and then the sooner I get the damn job done, the sooner I can get the money. So that's what's up. The sooner I get the job done, the sooner I can be rich, bitch. You know what I'm saying? The sooner I can get that money. So that's what's up with that. So I do notice some people that follow my content, they want to go with cheapest, and cheapest just leaves you with a fucked up business. Be honest with you. Cheapest just leaves you with not enough operating income. Cheapest just leaves you with not enough money for retirement. Cheapest just leaves you with not enough money for maintenance on your vehicle, not enough money for a new vehicle, not enough money to hire technicians, not enough money to train technicians. The money is needed. You will never be as high as a corporate American company. You're never going to be as high as Tech24. You're never going to be as high as General Parts. You're never going to be as high as Commercial Kitchens. You're never going to be that. I don't care what your deepest, darkest fantasy is as far as charging somebody, you're still going to come short. You're still not going to reach the numbers that those guys actually have to bring in. They have full office staff. They have health insurance. They have 401k. They've got paid vacation time. They've got company vehicles. They have company credit cards. And they have the ability to move around the country and Hawaii if they wish. You do not have such options. Only way you'll have such options is if you charge. So it's not about how many jobs a day you do. It is about how much you charge and how much you're able to collect. That is the thing. So you got to be able to charge and you got to be able to collect it. Because even that asshole, I only charged him like $1,500 to fix this ceramic dishwasher when the other guys charged him $3,000. Right? I only charged him $1,500. This is parts, this is labor, everything. I mean, it's gonna take. This is bad thinking, even though it's gonna take me 5 minutes to do. Now that I've figured out what the hell's going on with the unit and checked it out. The asshole asked me for a discount. I very rudely told him no. He laughed. He thought it was funny. He thought it was cute. But yeah, no. Motherfucker, you're not in the. You have a dishwasher nobody's ever heard of. I'm able to get you parts on a unit that nobody's going to get you parts on. And you have the audacity to ask me for a discount. Oh, Jesus. I swear, some of these people. Oh, I've got a lot more stuff for you to work on. Guess what? No one's going to work on your equipment. No one's going to touch you. Not anyone of any skill. Not anyone that has any, not any other decent company. Ain't nobody going to touch you because you want to play games with their numbers and stuff like that. I don't take it personal. It is what it is. They came from a client that passes on a ton of business to me ton of business every year. So it is what it is. Anyway, you guys had anything else you wanted? Did I answer? Hopefully, did I answer what you guys were interested in? Did I broach the subject? Hopefully I told you guys what you needed to know. But yeah, you guys got my information. Make sure you text me, and then I will text you guys before I go live tomorrow. Okay, so right. All right, so my app. It's in the mental mind. It's in the mental mind, right? You have to you're dealing with business owners, right? And so you have to know when you're going in into business with Middle Eastern people, they're going to want a discount. When you're going in with Asians, they're going to want a discount. When you're going in with Indians, they're going to want a discount. When you're going in with Mediterraneans, you're Greek, you're Southern Italians and stuff like, hey, oh, scusi, my friend, can you? This is the best you can do for me. They're all begging. They're all gonna beg. They're all gonna cry and gimme. Know that going in. Let that be part of your business strategy. It's okay to give a customer a discount. So if you want to go and let's just say profitability for you on the call is $500. You'll be profitable with $500. You really want to be at 1,500, and you tell the customer $1,950, right? Oh my God! Oh my God! So they go, oh no, right? They go, oh my friend. Come on, do something for me. Do something. Help me out, my friend. Come on, my friend. So you know what your numbers are, right? You know that you're ultimately going to 1,500. Profitability is from 500 on up. So you go, okay. charging you $1,900, $1,950. I can do 1,000 for you, Ahmed, just for you, because we are friends. We are friends. We are you are. Oh God, what was I gonna call him? I forgot what the hell the term for brother is. But because you are my brother, I'll do it for you. I'm gonna take a loss. I'm gonna take a loss, but I'll do 1,500 for you. I had to tell the wife and kids that we won't be able to eat tonight, but I'll do 1,500. So it's kind of like a little thing. It's a little thing that you do. It's just a little thing. It's a little thing, but they cry. They cry. Just know that they're gonna cry. And then if you have right, they're always gonna add. They're always so they're always going to do their little thing. If they want something slow and green, they can buy a turtle. But a markup, the markdown is how they roll. That's right, a markup, because that's exactly what it is, because that's what they do. There's nothing wrong with you applying a discount. You say, hey, because I get this quite a bit with my Asian clients. So I go in there expecting a fight. And there's no fight. And they say, oh, hold on, let me go get the money. Hold on. How much is it? You want cash? How much is it? I go, I say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give you a discount because paying cash. It's like shit. It's 1,000 even. I know I told you what I told you before, but you're paying cash. You're paying me right now. I don't have to worry about a check or credit card fees or anything. I'll give you a discount. So there's nothing wrong with giving them a discount, but you're going to want to bring your numbers up. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with bringing your numbers down if you've gone above the level that you need. You need to have baked into every single service, into every single call, every single charge, maintenance on your vehicle, your retirement, your 401k, your health care benefits. I had to take my daughter to the dentist the other day, and now she's sick too. She's sick today. You must plan for these things. These things come out of your business. And so where the money comes from is from these damn jobs. You're not begging, you're doing a service. And, it's not cool. All right. I know you guys hear me say the other guys are 3,000. I'm the idiot that's doing it for 1,500 when the other guy was charging you 3,000. Right. So that's not cool that I am. The other guy didn't get the job. Sometimes these guys inflate the prices because they really don't know what the hell is going on, and they just want to get the hell away from the customer, which is this case, because most people don't know anything about these dishwashers. But still, you need to know how to cover your costs, and you need to know where you're profitable at, and you need to know your financial buffer, cushion, money for vacation, money for a rainy day, all that kind of stuff. You need that in there. Stop fucking talking about where I get cheap parts from and who got the best price on. Look, man, just do the fucking job and do the best job that you can do. Do right by the customer and get your money. That's it. That's it. Just do the job, do it right, charge them for it, and get your freaking money.
Be relentless. That's it. I'm done.
All right. There's not much else I can tell you about that. But having that money feels like this. There's no better feeling in the world. I mean, to go out, you do your 2 jobs a day, you collect $2,000 per job. I'm not always doing that. I have a real hard time with doing it. Not because the customer's turning me down. They're not turning me down. It's because I have a hard time trying to figure out how the hell I get a regular service call up to these amounts. I don't. Still trying to figure that one out. How the hell to get my damn numbers up that high? But it is what it is. And if we don't have anything else, I'll see you guys later. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow during early afternoon. And for these two gentlemen, be on the lookout for the text. I'll let you guys know. As always, thank you, Brother Frank. So I'll make sure I text you guys tomorrow and let you know when I'm setting up and going live. And then so you guys can see, it'll be real quick. It'll be real quick, the both of those. The hardest problem I'm gonna have is squeezing through to unplug them. They are 110, 115 volt dishwashers. Realistically, I think I'm just gonna to get to the circuit breaker. It's you'll see it tomorrow. But all right, man. I'll see you guys later. Check you out. Let's see here. What are we gonna do here?
I haven't got time for this Mickey Mouse bullshit.
Let's talk about something important.
Are they all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway.
Let's talk about something. And I'm here on a mission of mercy.
I got your attention now? Good.
A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. Let's talk about something.
We are same, but different, but still same.
Now why would I do some shit like that?
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotion. We'll see.
Now why would I do some shit like that?
Playing with my money